everyone. Welcome to another episode of Taking Up Space, a Michelle A. Mayer podcast. Always excited about coming forward. Today is no different, you all. I want to set it off with the vibe, okay? Because I always look to be transparent with you guys. And if I had struggles in any area, I would bring them to light because I would be probably either actively looking to overcome them so that, I can gain some control over them, or I've already overcame them, okay? And I'm maybe struggling with managing that if it was something like that going on with me. But I noticed one of my comments that someone had made mention to me always wiping my nose in my videos, and my nose always runs in these videos, y'all, because I'm at the stage in life where I get really, really hot. So I turn the air on, and it's like a polar igloo rather in here. Sometimes it gets very, very cold. Or, maybe I have shed a tear before coming on, and because, I get emotional about things. It's a very emotional time in my life. So sometimes I do cry about things. On some days I do. It's not like I'm boo-hooing all day, but I might think of someone, or I might, in the preparation for the content that I'm going to deliver, may get overwhelmed with emotion, and I might shed a tear or something like that. But it is not in any way associated with me doing any kind of drugs. It's like at this season in my life, I'm having to explain things that are beneath me. But that's what happens when you come forward. So regardless to if I appreciate it or not, or if I feel like it's beneath me or not, it doesn't matter. I still need to speak to it because I don't want any gray areas. I don't live like that. And I know to some people that seems impossible, but to me it's not. I live my life up front. I don't hide. I'm not a hiding type person. I don't have that type of let's hide in the corner type of energy. And so, but nonetheless, so I do want to let you know this. You can read this, just so you know. It says, I don't do drugs. I have never done any drug outside of marijuana. Not ever. I've never in my life ever felt the need to do such. And now I don't judge anyone that does. I have people that I know that have done it, and I love, and I respect them, and I don't think them any less because of whatever they choose to do with their personal life. But for me, I just don't align to that. That's not my thing. It never has been my thing. So I just wanted to add some clarity to that. When I come on here, and my nose is running or what have you, and I'm wiping my nose, it is strictly because my nose is running for whatever reason. It's definitely not because I'm on drugs. And that's the thing with the society we live in today. And when I was thinking of doing this podcast, I and speak to this, because I'm not going to make this entire podcast about it, but when I was thinking of bringing it to the light, actually, I wasn't even thinking about bringing it to the light. I was thinking about the comment, and it reminded me of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2. And I'll read it to you, because these are the times we live in. And a lot of people that display this behavior amongst one another, they don't do it intentionally. They don't know what they're doing. They think they're maybe they're going to expose somebody or discredit someone or even make fun in a way. I don't know what the motivation is, because how do you make fun and make a joke out of that? It's nothing funny about it. But that's the times we're in. So I want to read 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 2 through verse 7. It says here, For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with divers lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. And these are the things. These are the things. And that doesn't mean that, I'm on here condemning people. I'm one of everyone. I am one of everyone. I have walked so many different paths in this life. But, when you come into a knowing, you must show that knowing in your life, or else you don't know it. It has no effect. It has no power. Unless you are able to have it show itself in your life by way of your activity, by way of your thinking. And all these things are possible. All of these things are attainable. And in attaining them, you can still live a full and a fabulous and an abundant life. Yet, you've got to show some discipline to yourself, regardless to what is popular. You've got to make the disciplined life popular. You, in your own walk, instead of just falling in alignment with those that are like what I just read. There's many like that. Many of them. Because they don't have anything else, y'all. They got nothing else. Yet God says, all is redeemable. There is nothing you've done that is too far away from me to be able to redeem you of. You just have to be willing to be redeemed. You've got to see the value in it. And you can't fake it. It's not seasonal. It's not like going to the gym. You can't just decide, okay, I'm just going to go so I can get ready for the summer and then leave it alone. No, it's not like that. And the difference with your spiritual relationships and going to the gym is that it's the gift that keeps on giving. It doesn't just give you a good physique. It gives you a good overall everything. Everything is good that comes with it. It's like a honeycomb. It covers you wherever you go. And all of those people that you align with that are deserving of your gifts that come with you, that you align with and that you allow in your presence, they are blessed because of your gifts. Blessed. I don't want to stay too long on that, but I just want to get that out there, y'all. This is 2025. It's January. I'm over here in my zone as well, and I'm looking for ways to, continuously improve. Even though I don't know what's in it for me. I'm over here shooting for a shot that I don't even know if I want, y'all. I'm over here, it seems like, competing for a slot that God has for me. Not a slot that man has for me. I'm competing for a slot that God has for me. Because if God didn't put me in a position to experience certain things, then it wouldn't appear in my life. But because God put me, you, and everybody else in certain positions, whether we like them or not, we've got to show that we can dominate for whatever purpose. Even though we don't know what the purpose is, and even though we don't know if it's something we even want to be bothered with. But because the hand of God has covered you in it and is continuously finding you a way through it, you got to keep going. And as a child of God, you must show up and you must show out. And I got to remind myself of that. I thought of that today because, you know, like I said, I get discouraged on here and I can fall into a rut. I can. We all do it. Yet sometimes you just need some downtime to really get your mind right and to allow those that are supporting you in spirit to speak to that aspect of you, to encourage you, to get it back going. If God led you to it, and if God is leading you through it, it's your job to flex. It's your job to flex. It's your job to shine. God didn't lead you to it, and God is not leading you through it to take the lowest resistance route. It's your job to flex. That's why God is leading you through it with the protection you have going through it. Why not flex? You're going to get through it regardless. So why not flex? Okay, so that I don't know where that came from. That's an organic thing that kind of came forward. But these are all real things that we all go through as a body of people, regardless to demographic. I don't care what category you call yourself to fall into. This is for everybody. If God led you to it, and if God is leading you through it, friend, God expects you to flex. And a lot of times, like I've said in my previous videos, we don't flex because of a number of things. For me, it's either because I'm bored with it. I feel it beneath me. I don't find them, it, or anyone amongst them an adequate competitor. So it's nothing, it doesn't challenge me. But this is where, maybe like I was thinking earlier, maybe it's set up that way to see if I can challenge myself. Maybe that's it. I'm always looking for the positives in things because I have a history with God that God hasn't led me through anything that wasn't worthwhile. God hasn't led me through anything or put me in a situation that I could not gather a huge testimony from. So, many of you are in job situations where you're bored. You've been there and you've done it and you're like, okay, I'm not being challenged in this. It's like, there's nothing here. I've looked around and it's just boring and I don't even want to grow in this environment. You know what I mean? Like if another opportunity presented itself or if I could quit and just do what I love to do, I would in a second and never look back again. I mean, honestly, I'd even take a pay cut. But maybe that environment, maybe you're in that environment either to show somebody else what can be done under your constraints, the constraints that you are bound to within that environment, or it's for you to take some time out to start flexing, to let your hair down. You be the motivation. You start forecasting out on things that you feel like you might be able to do different. I just thought of this last week because I've been in a rut. I've been in a psychological and emotional rut. I'm coming in and out of it, but I've been in situations where I wasn't even excited about anything. Like everything was just so drab and boring, right? It's like, it wasn't that fire. It wasn't that feeling of, I want to accomplish this and I'm going to accomplish this. And I don't care if I have to do it in, whatever capacity, as long as it's in alignment with what I align to, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to accomplish it. I hadn't been in a place of forecasting out. I had gotten accustomed to just seeing myself through that particular day or that particular week or whatever. Whereas before, I'm always forecasting out and I'm always excited and doing things that are going to lead me to that particular result. Begin to forecast out again. Begin to do that. Have the audacity to dream again.